Hey guys, today's video is going to be a bit of a rant because I've been rewatching season 5 of Buffy lately, and even though it's my favorite season of the show, there are two episodes I always skip, The Body and Forever, because I don't like watching Buffy's mom die. But this time I got to those episodes and I was like, you know what, it's been like 10 years, I think I even watched the episodes once, so I gave them a try and I'm glad I did, because it turns out I had completely forgotten about this scene in Forever.
I'm not going in.
And you're not leaving those.
They're for Joyce.
Like you care about her.
Guys, not here.
Care? Joyce was the only one of the lot of you that I could stand.
And she's the only one with a daughter you wanted to shag. I'm touched.
I liked the lady. Joyce had a nice cuppa for me. And she never treated me like a freak.
Her mistake.
And it royally pissed me off because I know it's been a while since I've seen Buffy in its entirety, but I still remember enough to know that Spike actually did care about Joyce. So how dare Xander act like he knows anything about it? Ooh, it just... I sat here fuming about it probably more than I should have. So I thought I would channel my frustrations into something more productive and make a little video going over all the times Spike and Joyce met and why I think Spike really did care about her, regardless if dear old Xander approves of it or not. So, Spike first met Joyce in the season 2 episode School Hard, where he and his minions attack Sunnydale High on parent-teacher night in hopes of taking Buffy out in the chaos. And even though Spike almost manages to overpower her, Joyce is the OG Molly.
Not my daughter, you bitch!
And introduces herself to Spike via axe to the head.
You get the hell away from my daughter.
So yeah, that's how Spike met Joyce, but oddly enough, despite the fact that Spike is definitely a petty Betty that can and will hold a grudge.
Well, where would Angel like to register? And can we have the photographer Angel would have wanted and the flowers Angel would have liked?
For some reason, he never held that against Joyce. In fact, when they meet again in the season 2 finale Becoming Part 2, he almost seems amused when he reminds her of the incident.
Have we met?
You hit me with an axe one time. Remember, get the hell away from my daughter.
Oh.
And after watching this scene again, I realized that even back in season 2, Spike already had a noticeable level of respect for the Summers women because, in addition to being petty, one of Spike's favorite hobbies is also stirring the pot. He loves drama.
Yeah. Well, I'm not the one who wanted wind beneath my wings for the first dance.
But I noticed here that once he realizes that Buffy's mom doesn't know she's the Slayer...
Buffy, terrible things have happened. What were you doing?
What, your mom doesn't know?
Know what?
That I'm, in a band. A rock band with Spike here.
Right, she plays the triangle.
Drums.
Drums, yes.
He shuts right up. And when have we ever seen that with Spike? In most cases, he would be tripping over himself to spill the beans, but here, it's like, nope, I'm not saying nothing. Even when he's alone in the room with Joyce, he's not speaking unless spoken to, which, again, really odd for him. He loves to hear himself talk.
I personally would be ready to apologize, but I...
Oh, someone put a stake in me.
Yeah, I think she's dealing.
What, are you people blind?
So yeah, in retrospect, I think this is one of our first indicators that despite being a vampire, and a pretty mouthy one at that, Spike actually did have some respect for Buffy, and even more so for her mother. She's definitely one of the only characters on the show that he didn't raise a hand to at some point. Anyway, Spike leaves town with Drusilla at the end of season 2, but returns to Sunnydale the next season after Drusilla dumps him, and tries to force Willow to cast a spell to make her love him again. But in order to do that, she needs her spellbook. And guess where she left it? Yep. So Spike turns up at the Summers residence, and instead of just grabbing the book and getting out of there, he decides to stick around and vent his frustrations to Joyce.
And I happened to walk by, and she's making out with the Chaos Demon. And so I said, you know, I don't have to put up with this. And she said, fine. So I said, fine, do whatever you like. I mean, I thought we were going to make up, you know?
Well, she sounds very unreasonable.
She is. She's out of her mind.
And even though he teases Angel a bit, it's clear that Spike means Joyce no real harm.
You got any of those little marshmallows?
Let me look.
Get out of here.
Yeah, you're not invited.
He's crazy. He'll kill us.
What will I breathe? Well, actually, I don't breathe.
which is a little odd if you think about it, because Spike had no soul and no chip at this point, so there was really nothing stopping him from attacking her other than the knowledge that if he attacks Buffy's mom, it's pretty much signing his own death warrant. But, that's not like it's ever stopped him from attacking your friends, so... I mean, heck, he even refrains from speaking badly about Joyce. The only time he's ever really come close is in the season 4 episode Something Blue, where they're all under Willow's spell, and even then, that was more in regards to Buffy's name than Joyce herself.
What's wrong with Buffy?
Such a good question.
Well, it's a terrible name.
My mother gave me that name.
Your mother, yeah, she's a genius.
Don't you start in on my mother.
And in season 5, we actually see Spike interact with Joyce several times, the first of which being after Glory threatens Buffy's family in the episode Checkpoint. She takes her family to Spike in hopes that he'll protect them, and even though he teases her a bit at first...
I need your help.
Great, I need your cash.
I'm serious.
Well, that's a boatload of manly responsibility to come flying out of nowhere. What's the matter, Slayer? You're not feeling 100%?
Oh.
They didn't put a chip in your head, did they?
No.
Be funny if they did.
Spike!
When he realizes that she's genuinely afraid for their safety, he agrees to look after them, without asking for anything in return.
You're the only one strong enough to protect them.
All right, then. Ladies, come on in.
Which, given it's Spike, who almost never does anything unless there's something in it for him, is really saying something. Now, I know he was in love with Buffy by this point, and that was probably the biggest reason he agreed to help, but I also think at least part of it had to do with the fact that he genuinely likes Joyce and Dawn and doesn't want to see them come to harm. And I also imagine he liked Joyce even more once he realized that she too was a Passions fan.
I really have to...
Passions is on! Timmy's down the bloody well, and if you make me miss it, I'll do what?
Don't make a lot of noise. Passions is coming on.
Passions? Oh, do you think Timmy's really dead?
Oh, no. She can just sew them back together. He's a doll, for God's sake.
What about the wedding? I mean, there's no way they're gonna go through with that.
And notice how there's only one chair, but instead of taking it for himself like he normally would, he offers to share it with Joyce instead. I know that might seem like a small thing and a common courtesy, but Spike is a vampire without a soul. He doesn't do common courtesy. The chip in his head keeps him from being able to physically harm people, but that doesn't mean he has to be kind or considerate of them either, and a lot of the times it feels like the fact that he can't physically hurt people makes him all the more determined to use his words to do damage instead.
At least I still got the attitude. What you got? Piercing glance? Face it, white bread. Buffy's got a type, and you're not it.
But not with Joyce. He shows her respect and honestly seems to enjoy her company, and that probably has something to do with why, in the episode Crush, after Dawn came to visit him without telling anyone, causing everyone to worry that something had happened to her, he not only came by to apologize to Joyce in person, but also stuck around to hang out a bit with her and Dawn.
Spike came by to apologize for yesterday. Our missing child drama.
And he just decided to hang out for a while?
Oh, well, I got talking about the gallery. See, there was this copy of a
don't
book.
get us all laughing again, Joyce. Anyhow, I really need to talk to your eldest.
Yeah, he could have just been using that as an excuse to wait around for Buffy, but how many times have we seen Spike lurking around outside her house? If all he wanted was Buffy, he would have easily just waited outside like usual and got her attention before she went inside. He didn't have to go and hang out with her family, but he chose to anyway. And I think that's probably because Joyce is one of the few people that knows he's a vampire but doesn't treat him like one. She doesn't treat him like a monster, she treats him like a human being, and is as kind to him as she would be to anyone else in Buffy's circle. I think it's been a long time since Spike has experienced anything like that, and so he genuinely appreciated who she was as a person, especially since, as we saw later on in the series, Spike has some unresolved trauma from what happened with his own mother after he turned her into a vampire. That experience still haunted him all these years later, and I think he might have subconsciously found comfort in Joyce, who probably reminded him a bit of what his mother was like before becoming a vampire. He just wanted to connect with someone on a human level, and Joyce was that person. And so, it really frickin' pisses me off that Xander took it upon himself to treat Spike like crap for trying to pay his respects to Joyce after she died. It's like, I'm sorry, Xander, is this your house? Was it your mother who passed on? No? Then what the hell gives you the right to stand here and tell Spike that he's not allowed to leave flowers for Joyce? That's not your call. I understand that he probably thought he was protecting Buffy from Spike's obsession with her, although Xander's own obsession with Buffy could make its own video, and I'm not so sure it didn't play a role in his animosity towards Spike, but regardless, no matter what his intentions were, he did not have the right to speak for Buffy, and definitely didn't have the right to determine who can and cannot grieve Joyce. And speaking of Joyce, it's like, hey Xander, what about what Joyce would have wanted? Did you ever think of that? Did you ever hear her say anything negative about Spike? Do you really think she would have a problem with him leaving flowers for her? No? Well then, why don't you do everyone a favor and shut up for once? And you know what the saddest part about this whole scene is? Usually when Spike gives someone a gift, it's stolen. He's got sticky fingers for sure.
Hey, where's my change? That's my radio.
And you're what? Shocked and disappointed? I'm evil.
You want to come steal some stuff?
Yeah, all right.
But the flowers he brought for Joyce had clearly been picked fresh from the ground, meaning that he actually went out of his way to find and pick flowers for her instead of stealing them out of respect, which I think shows that he genuinely cared about her, on some level at least, and in a way that had nothing to do with Buffy. He was sad that one of the only people in the world who actually saw him as a person had passed away, and he wasn't even allowed to say goodbye in his own little way because Big Bad Xander just couldn't leave well enough alone.
And you're not leaving those.
They're for Joyce.
Like you care about her.
Care? Joyce was the only one of the lot of you that I could stand. I liked the lady. Joyce had a nice cuppa for me. And she never treated me like a freak.
Her mistake.
But anyway, that's my take on the situation. What's yours? Do you think Xander was out of line, or do you think he had a point? Let me know, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are. Bye!